Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Marty Small.
All right.
Thank you. A couple of housekeeping items. Dr. Kesselman, this serves as your official invitation to the Marty Small. Also, to the Marty Small pre-party at the house. Enter at your own risk. But just want to joke with John Heck. We've been email buddies over the past few weeks. And he made one thing crystal clear. He said everyone has 5 to 7 minutes, and in parentheses he put, including you, Marty. But what he should have known better to give a politician a microphone during an election year and put him on the time. And I was telling my wife as I was preparing my speech, like, I'm literally nervous up here. And I've spoken at thousands of events amongst thousands of people, but this is really special. I'm actually up here shaking. But normally I would have my teleprompter here. But I got a call from the Clinton campaign, and someone needed to borrow my teleprompter for debate practice this weekend. So there it goes. But in all seriousness, before I start my speech, I would like to acknowledge 5 important people. And it's 4 women, 4 of the most important women in my life. And unfortunately, they're no longer here. And 1 man. And in order, my mom,
Good, Marty. All good.
would be so proud of this occasion. And
All right, Marty. All right, buddy.
unfortunately, as a student athlete, my sophomore year, we lost him. My great aunt, Lucille Curley, who helped raise me. My grandmother. And my surrogate mother, Dr. Vera King Ferris. When my mom passed, and one day I got called to the office, and she said, son, don't you ever worry about another thing in life as long as I'm living. And she's been there for me in an incredible way. And lastly, G. Larry James, who was my athletic director, whom unfortunately, even as a sophomore, I was like the team spokesman. Said, look, we need new uniforms, we need this, we need that. And I'm never going to forget a story. We went to Bill Gormley's office, and this is when Big Blue was in the conceptual stage, and I was, an athlete. So we went to Bill Gormley's office to talk about Big Blue. And I said to him, for $3 million, it can be called the Wayne Gormley Athletic Center. But more importantly, any Stockton athlete, remember Larry James, the 3 G's. And Mr. James, as I stand here today, I accomplished all of those 3 G's. Good grades, good games, and graduated.
There you go.
And now I'm going to run my version of the Chip Kelly offense. So I'd like to thank Stockton University, the athletic department under the direction of Lonnie Fields, the Hall of Fame committee under the direction of John Heck, who was a trainer when I was an athlete, helped us nurse out injuries, and my fellow inductees, Constance DeSalvio, Scott Fisher, Jay Hurley, and Jay Rush. Congratulations. My family's here. My aunts and uncles are all here, and we have a tremendous relationship. And it's the perfect example of, it's not how you start something, it's how you finish something. And I would like my aunts and uncles to stand up. Jr., Jr., his wife Patty, my Uncle Chum and his wife Shirley, and my super aunt, Gloria Small. I'll get to her later. My lovely wife who is playing the videographer for the ceremony, Dr. Dakota Small, and my mother-in-law today, and my two heartbeats, Marty Small Jr. and Jada Small. And my mom's best friend, who actually got into an argument with my mom because, unbeknownst to my mother, she let me use a car for a driver's test. And I got my license while I was at Stockton, so thanks for being. And my friends, and I don't use that term loosely because the relationships that my friends and I have, you know, they keep me grounded. To them, I suck at everything. I suck at politics, I suck at basketball, but when I need them, they're there. Would you guys stand up, please? Steve, Eric, Bill, John, and I got a couple of colleagues from City Council that were mentioned early, but every step of the way, your foundation starts with the youth. As an athlete, growing up in a rough neighborhood on Virginia Avenue, yes, Mr. Banks, I'm claiming VAC, you can say the low side of Virginia Avenue, but I would like to acknowledge the coaches that started my foundation in sports as a youth. Would you stand up, please? Mr. Banks, who coached me in baseball and basketball at the Boys and Girls Club. That was my safe haven as a child. I thank you for that. One of the unsung heroes in Atlantic City youth sports, Mr. Brandon Shields. Such a humble guy. He encouraged me so much, and I appreciate the relationship that we have today, and I want to publicly thank you for that. Thank you. My high school coaches that are here, please stand. Are you ashamed? I see Frank Campbell who's not standing up. Is he still here? Or is he asleep? Frank Campbell, I thank you. You was the athletic director for high school, and I dare you to tell a story about Williamsport, Pennsylvania, my dog when we came back. But Joe Fussman, my high school coach, I thank you for pushing me hard. Very, very hard on me, and as I grew older, I truly understood, you know, what your support meant, and I appreciate our relationship today. And Gene Allen, who was an assistant coach on the team, Gene, I thank you. In the Cal championship game, you and I were walking off the court during halftime, and I said to you, would you tell Fussman to give me the ball? Thank you for listening. I scored 18 points in the second half. But more importantly, Gene, this is a true story. You are the reason that my political career has catapulted to the level that it is, because when I was on the Board of Education, I was criticized to no end for making sure that you got the job as coach. But multiple state championships later, look at us now. Thank you. And now, as I enter college, I would like to thank Mel Gregory and the admission staff for taking a chance on me. Done by any means. But, you know, as I stated at times, I did enough just to get by. Just to get by. And it wasn't until I was here at Stockton that I realized my full potential of who I was, not only as a student, but as a person. Thank you for taking a chance on me. To the EOF staff, Tony Bethel, stand up. What more can I say? I was leaving Atlantic City, uptown Brett, walking with a bunch of my friends, and he was on the porch with one of his friends, Byron Branch, and he threatened me. It made me say that I was coming to Stockton. But in all seriousness, man, the things that you did for me as a student athlete, you're one of the reasons that who I am today. I can't say too much because Stockton will be on athletic probation this year. But you were the best man in my wedding, and you introduced me to the woman of my dreams at Stockton, and we're still together today, so I thank you for that. through a lot in Stockton, you know, from officially getting dismissed. I was officially kicked out of school. And I didn't tell my family that until I got the Distinguished Alumni Award back in 2004. Which, come to think of it, I think that's the reason that they put a time limit on all of us. Because I had the longest speech in Stockton history, 27 minutes, 21 seconds, and, you know, it goes down. But, and on a serious note, and I really want these two people to stand because a decision was officially made. The guy, I'm never gonna forget his name, Nick Lund, is he in the room?
No.
No, but in all seriousness, they taught me a lesson, and I was embarrassed because I didn't want to disappoint my mother at the time. You know, she had cancer, and it would have been an embarrassment to my family that, you know, I got kicked out. I was worrying about what the newspapers were going to say. Lord knows I had my fair share with the newspapers, but it would have been an embarrassment to my family until Jerry Matthews, who, as he stated, I couldn't stand Coach Matthews my freshman year, and because I didn't understand. But as time went on, I remember the older players saying, man, how can you not like Coach Matthews? He goes up in the hood and North, all the players from Jersey City hang out with him, all the players, he got so much respect. He took the stand for Lamar Grady, he did this, he did that, it didn't matter. You know, I was bullheaded, and I wasn't playing my freshman year, and I was going to go to another school, play you twice a year, and average 25. But, all seriousness, Jerry Matthews, unbeknownst to me, drove all the way down here to Stockton, and his journey to Stockton is fine. And he met with, I think it was the Dean of Student Affairs at the time, I remember your title, now President Harvey Kesselman. And Tony Bethel, I was crying in the car, it's a true story. He said, man, no problem, we gonna get you back. You only failed one class, we get students back worse than you. You know, don't worry. But the decision was real, and I was really facing it. So he drove all the way down, met with Harvey Kesselman, said, look, this kid got so much potential. We're going to make him stay on campus, because I was hanging out with my friends in Atlantic City, you know, and missing class and all of that. And he went to Harvey and said, look, let's give this kid a chance, and it'll be a chance that, you know, you won't regret. Harvey Kesselman, and I tell him every time, I told you privately, I told you publicly, because of your decision to give me another chance by saying, give me an ultimatum. You take 2 classes, you get 2 B's, you take 1 class, you get an A, I'll let you back in. Well, I took the 1 class and got an A. It was music appreciation. But in all seriousness, they made me stay on campus next semester, and I was talking to Tony Bethel and I said, hey man, who's the girls in EOF? You know, I need a girl. And he said 2 names, but he specifically said, you need to get with this girl from North, 4.0 in EOF, valedictorian of class in North, LaQuetta Frazier, who's now I wanted to be with her so much, she told me I couldn't come to her house without bringing my books. So the next semester I got a 3.0, and as they say, the rest is history. I just want to mention 2 teammates. One, as they said, I talked to him on the way here, he's a little bit under the weather, Carl Cochran. We did Atlantic City proud. We left combined with over 3,500 points between us. We won 85 games. 2 back-to-back championships, got to travel the country, and like I said, he made me the player that I was today, that I was then. And the only issue I ever had with him was him snitching, going back to Coach Matthews, and telling him that I wasn't getting enough touches. And also, another teammate that I would like to mention, which was my second best friend on the team, is Everett Spann. He wins. All right, stand up, man.
Stand up, man.
Everett, you know, was disappointed that he wasn't playing, and anyone that ever played with Coach Matthews is brutally honest. And he quit the team, And every day up in the old gym, you know, people used to look up top. You see Everett sitting there watching practice. I said, you want to come back, don't you? He's like, yeah. So I made a promise to him, and a lot of people didn't give us a chance because the team that Rowan had, I said, if you come back on the team, I promise you we're going to win the NJ. And I lived up to my promise. So I just wanted to salute you on that. And my coaches at Stockton, what can I say? Chris Crowley, who recruited me heavily, came to every park, every camp, everything. Was to the point when he was missing, it was like, where's Waldo? Like, where's Crowley? But Crowley, I thank you for all your support. The arguments that you got in, support me to play my freshman year when my coach was too hard-hitting to listen. I thank you for that. One of my strongest relationships with the coaching staff really went unnoticed by many. Me and this guy shared a special bond. I'm never going to forget when we lost to Rowan, going to the final eight, how him and I hugged in the hallway and just, you know, cried like babies. But Bob Hutchins, who also recruited me in high school, and Hutch will tell you a story. When he came to recruit me, Atlantic City was playing Cumberland. He said, Chris Durst and I were in the back of his own defense like this. So, but Coach Hutch, thank you for motivating me. I appreciate your wife and kids, the support that they gave me. Every game, his wife baked me a cookie, and tonight, his wife baked me another cookie. Kevin Brooks, who, it was like coming back home. Atlantic City guy, he had me at the Boys Club when I was little. He was one of my coaches then. I appreciate all the talks. The only time I disagreed with you, and I apologize now in front of everybody, when I led the player revolt against you for making us drive back from Lynchburg, Virginia at 3 o'clock in the morning, and in Haddison practice, making us go four left court backboard touches, and I said I quit, which led to Coach Matthews giving me a nice message. We can't talk about that. And like I said, Jerry Matthews, from the time I met you at the McDonald's in Atlantic City, when you would recruit me to come to Stockton, all the talks, now I see what they saw that I didn't see my freshman year. And when I said, you know, people were saying that he took the stand for Lamar, you never know what your life experience is going to bring. Even though this guy was not coaching, and I didn't get along with him, I didn't like him a little bit. My mother passed on a Sunday morning. Monday morning, he was in my Atlantic City living room. And this is the year that he took a sabbatical. So that really showed me that he cared about me as a person and not necessarily as a basketball player. And then also, during the worst time of my life, when I went through some unfortunate situations, he came in the courtroom twice and took the stand and testified on my character, and even had the Attorney General mad on cross-examination of why he was questioned so much. So I thank you for that as well. And, you know, I'm wrapping up. Stockton has clearly made me the man that I am today. No question about it. I'm Stockton made. Going through the trials and tribulations that I've been through, the relationships that I've shared, the relationships that I still maintain, and now, as the president of City Council, to see the action going on at the old high school and know that my alma mater, the place that made me, is coming into town, is just an unbelievable feeling. And like I said, again, thank you, Harvey Kessler.
Thank you, Marty Small.
Thank you.